Hello, I'm Betsy Ross from Game Day Communications in Cincinnati, and thank you for joining us again to learn more about the upcoming Catch the Wave conference, September 21 through 24. And with us today are Tara Abraham, Chair and Co-CEO, Accel Incorporated, Holli Bibler, Supplier Diversity of L Brands, and Shellee Fisher, owner, Shellee Fisher Photography and Design. Thank you all for being with us.
Thank you.
We are talking about the Catch the Wave conference virtual version this year. And before we talk about specifics on what you'll see and what you can learn at this, I want to ask all of you just a general question about what benefits have you received personally and professionally from previous Catch the Wave conferences. And Tara, I will start with you.
Oh, so I get to go out of the gate, huh? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I've been certified since 1997. So I've really seen the whole organization evolve and grow and really come into its own over the past 20 years or so. And I really think that our RPO is outstanding. We have a great Catch the Wave conference. We've been sponsors of that for many, many years. And I really think it helps get your company a lot more exposure if you attend and you participate. You have to get engaged. And if you can sponsor, that's great. If you can't, just attend. But, make sure that you plan properly and make sure that you maximize the conference. So all the networking events, the matchmakers, the WBE showcase, the virtual pitch. So I really do think that the more that you get engaged and the more you participate, I think that's what the more you're going to get out of it. But, I always say do the 5 Ps, proper planning prevents poor performance. And it's true. I mean, do your target list, look at who's on the top corporations, $1 billion roundtable, look who's in your region that you can do business with, know your differentiators. Why would they want to switch from their current supplier to you? And really get out there and hustle. Make sure that you connect with the other WBEs, because that could be a huge opportunity as well. You never know if you're going to be a tier 2 in supporting them to support a larger corporate. So there's many avenues really to get involved and to maximize Catch the Wave.
Shellee, as a small business owner, how do you use these conferences? What have you been able to get out of these conferences in previous years?
Well, one, I think it's so important to be a member of these organizations. We bank in our RPO, ORV, your trade organizations, just out there to get your name out there, because it's very hard as a small business and very expensive as a small business to market yourself. So going to Catch the Wave, and I've been going for 10 years, going to Catch the Wave gives you the opportunity to market yourself for a very small amount of money. But like Tara said, you do have to be prepared. You do have to do your research. You do have to know what you want to get out of it to prepare yourself to source those opportunities. And one thing that I've learned is not only looking at the major corporations, but also looking at each other, because we have a lot of powerful, successful women out there that need our services. And I've been very fortunate to work with our ORV as the photographer of the conference for 10 years. And I just love watching the women just networking with each other and talking to each other. And sometimes I can tell, especially when I focus on a conversation and I want to take a picture without them knowing, I really can tell that they're really getting into each other, learning about each other. And with all of the learning opportunities that the conference has, the speakers, the workshops, the pitch competition, all that is so valuable. So I've been certified for about 10 years also. And I truly, truly believe that a small, diverse company such as myself, being a female and being Black, and being a professional photographer, which is primarily a white man's industry, I would not be doing business with the likes of Ale Brands and Honda and Nationwide and Walmart and Accel if I wasn't in the position to meet and talk to these people and develop relationships. Mm-hmm. That's very important, developing relationships.
Yeah, and I'll jump in on that real quick, actually, on both what Tara and Shellee said, is that, to that point of preparing for who you're going to talk to, but also that relationship building is so key and such a huge part of this event. Because there have been times, like, number one, know who you're going to talk to, but also know that you may not walk away that day with, a PO to like give you business right away. However, getting in front of them and building a relationship, knowing that you might be in it for the long game, it's not going to be an immediate turnaround. But if you build that relationship, there could come a time, like as a corporate, there could come a time 3 or 6 months down the road, maybe even a year or two down the road, where all of a sudden I'm like, hey, we do need somebody for this. I remember talking to such and such, and go through my mental Rolodex or my little notes and see, my old Catch the Wave books and say, oh, this is who I talked to that can provide this service. I should reach out. And then if you do that, you can really lay a good foundation for those future business opportunities at Catch the Wave that, you may not have even thought of, and someone may not have thought of you. So preparing, number one, knowing your business well enough to make that pitch, but also being prepared to just build a relationship with somebody, even if it's not an immediate turnaround. I think that's such a huge, amazing part of Catch the Wave, is that relationship and those connections.
And I think,
can I say one more thing real quick?
Sure.
During this time of COVID, one of my mentors said to me, when I was trying to figure out what am I going to do, she said, look in your Rolodex, Holly. So when you mention that, that's so true, because at these conferences, year after year, at the luncheons we have quarterly in the different cities, just showing up, which is so, so important. I have a Rolodex. And I said, oh, okay. So I started thinking about, okay, who can I just call to say, okay, what do you think about this? Like, I started to hate that word pivot. But, I said, okay, how can I pivot, but stay within my skill set, which is photography. So I looked at my Rolodex and I was figuring something out. So I think that Rolodex is being able to build a sincere Rolodex that when you call, that person will call you back. Or when you email, that person will email you back. And it's from corporate, supplier, diversity managers, all the way to presidents of their own large or small business. That's powerful.
It's interesting that you say that, because I have binders upon binders from the previous Catch the Waves and the National Conference and Business Fair with all my notes in it that I have on one specific bookshelf. And I mean, I even go back 3 and 4 years and revisit those matchmakers and those contacts and say, I wonder if, a contract is being up for bid. So, it's always about reconnecting and constantly staying connected. And I 100% agree with both of you that it is about the relationship, because they need to have that level of trust.
Tara, that brought up a really good point in this unprecedented time. And again, that's kind of like pivot. That's one of these words that we've been using way too much. But in this time, how has that changed, Tara? How does that change when you go to the conference? How does it change what you're looking for? Or does it change what you're looking for? Because you're one of these businesses that are busier than ever.
Well, I don't really think it does change what you're looking for, because either being in person or being virtual, you still have the same goals. And that is to network and to get to know corporations, get to know other WBEs that you can partner with. And I really think that is the foundation of the event, is really growing your business and networking. It really is about expanding that network and utilizing that network. Don't be afraid to ask another WBE. Hey, you know, if you're doing business with L Brands, can you help maybe make an introduction? I mean, we're all here to help each other. And of course, Holly doesn't want to be inundated, but you never know. It could be something that she's looking for or L Brands is looking for. You know, also look at your service base right now. You know, Shellee had mentioned earlier that she expanded her service base. We diversified ours as well because we were normally an assembly company and a manufacturer, and we had to pivot for L Brands and really go into distribution of shipping out all those hand sanitizers and putting them in the 5-packs. So, you know, it's okay, how can we partner together and let's find those opportunities. So really, again, just making sure that you are tenacious and persistent, but not a pest. Nobody likes to be pestered. So it is about the respect level, and make that target list. I mean, you can't do business with everyone. Not everyone's going to need your services, and don't waste the corporate's time. I mean, their time is very valuable and they're really looking for WBEs that fit their profile and what their needs are. So don't stand there and talk for 20 minutes when they really need to have you move on. But it's true, I've seen it. So it's about that respect level.
That's very true. Shellee, even though this is going to be virtual this year, why do you think it's still valuable for people to attend Catch the Wave?
Well, for one, I think you still need to see people. I've had this withdrawal of not being able to see people, be in the midst of people, hugging people, photographing them. I'm not essential right now, although I do take photographs. In fact, I do need to take this photograph so everyone smile. Okay, so that's my extent of event photography. But anyway, I think it's important because ORV still has something to say. They have a lot to say. We still have something to learn. I have been WeBank and ORV has continued with webinars, Zoom calls, luncheons, and everything, and you can still learn something. I still learn something. You still get to see each other. My big thing is staying relevant. You know, if you're not seeing, people aren't going to remember you. If you participate, the whole thing is showing up and participating, and with ride the wave, you're still going to see some of the same people that you've seen before because they're committed to be here. We're committed to be here, and we can meet somebody new. We can learn something that someone needs. They have a novel way of networking and doing the matchmaking and the pitching, and there's some great speakers. So when I was able to invite a couple people, and the people that I invited, I said September 21st to 24th would definitely be worth your time to sit in front of your computer and be a part of the Ride the Wave conference. Because this is the only way that we can communicate, period. So we might as well take advantage of it.
Well, and I think one of the other things that I'm fortunate enough to do is to sit on the steering committee, but as well as I'm serving as the chair for the certification. And it's been great to see a lot of new women-owned businesses in our region applying for certification recently. So I think Catch the Wave serves as twofold. If I've just recently been certified, it's a great way to get your information and connect with those corporates and those other women-owned businesses that you may not have connected with before because this is your first year, right? But it's also a great way to invite, to Shellee's point, invite people that maybe are women-owned businesses that aren't currently certified so they can see how they can leverage that certification through this network of this strong support group of people. And I think there's some, we've had a lot of companies, and L Brands included, there's a lot of pause that happened, right? I mean, we just all had to stop, internationally, everything stopped. But we all had to figure out, okay, now what do we do? And I think for some people, it was a great time for them to say, what does my company look like now? What do I want it to look like? And we saw that certification requests start to come up because more people want to get certified because they can see how they can leverage and can, you know, build their company through the support of this kind of organization. So I think Catch the Wave is a perfect place for newly certified or for companies who are considering getting certified to come and just meet and talk to people who are in the same boat.
And I think that you all have mentioned that the organization certification brings so many benefits, especially for small business, but any women-owned business. And I know that, Holly, you wanted to talk a little bit about the business development program included in some of the other benefits.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, when L Brands, this will be our 5th year hosting the business development program. And so as part of Catch the Wave, the previous class gets to graduate. So their graduation's been put off by about, 8 months. But it is a great program, and we are co-hosting it this year. Fifth Third is hosting it down in Cincinnati. L Brands will be hosting it in Columbus, and even though it's going to be a virtual, those are the 2 places that we will be hosting from. But it is a great program. So if you're interested in growing your business and really kind of taking some time away for you as a business leader to focus on the business instead of being in the trenches, the business development program is a great way to do that. We leverage subject matter experts from across L Brands, from all our different places to talk about marketing, business succession. How do you put together a SWOT analysis, financials, all of those things that sometimes when you're in the weeds of running your business, you don't get the chance to step back and really focus on kind of being the CEO of your company. So it's a great opportunity. If you haven't already to apply, I think reach out to Charlotte Harris. She'd be a great person from ORV, and she can help you connect with that application process. But it's 6 months. I always call it like a mini MBA. Like it is one Friday a month, and your notebook at the end is about this big, and it's ginormous, and you leave with so much information. But it is such a good opportunity. And I love that part of Catch the Wave is catching up with those graduates and saying, this is how 1 year later, now 6 months later, 3 months later, 6 months later, 1 year later, how this program really changed how I'm doing my business and how I'm running it, and has given me a forward-looking ability. And I can't speak highly enough about it. I just love being a part of it. And I love how it kind of folds into Catch the Wave. And it's just a great thing. So I encourage people, if you're interested in really diving into some of that, that's a great program to get involved with.
Good idea.
It's a stellar program. It really is. I remember when it first started with Procter & Gamble, and then was so thrilled to see L Brands come on for the Columbus market. So I've actually seen the content of it. And it is truly like a mini executive MBA because it hits all the facets of running a company. So thank you to L Brands and to Fifth Third for doing that, because I really think it really helps take women business owners to the next level that maybe not have been able to afford to go get their executive MBA, or the time, not even necessarily the money. It's the time.
Right. It's a great investment in yourself.
As we wrap up, I want to ask each of you, just briefly, give me some advice. If I have never been to one of these conferences before, give me some advice why I should go. Give me the 30-second, 60-second elevator speech about why I should go. Shellee, you're pretty passionate about this. Tell me why I should go.
Well, I just believe in showing up. No one's going to be looking for you. Your business is more important to you than anybody else. So you have to come with your A game. And one thing that I would say, be prepared for, is have your capability statement together. If you don't have one, get one. There's a lot of resources, and you may find someone within the system, and you could probably ask the ORV office, how can I get help with the capability statement? Because that's better than a resume, and it's better than you just chit-chatting. It's something that you could lead with your perspective and interest. Have your website together. Have your just have your image together, even on social media. Because if someone's interested in doing business with you, they're going to look at all those places. So although this is a virtual conference and you think you're protected behind the computer, remember you are all out there. And so just make sure, because this is kind of high level. I mean, these are the people you want to do business with, not only the major corporations, but the big businesses and the other small businesses, depending on what your offerings are. So it's really worth it to spend the time. It's not that expensive at all. The best money spent right now. And then you can start planning for 2020, because like what I keep in my mind is I'm doing things to sustain, you know, to make sure I can make it to 2021 and thrive. Because to me, in January 1st, 2021, things got to be better and back, I hope.
Fingers crossed.
It's like magic.
Tara, what's your advice?
Well, I echo Shellee's sentiments. You know, you need to show up. You need to be present. It's one more touch point. It's one more step forward. You know, these are really challenging times for all of us, and I think we all really want to have that communication and that connectivity. You know, again, do your research. Go and look at the WeBank link. Look who you're targeting. Look who you know that you're going to be talking to. I think that is extremely important, that as Shellee said, that you're prepared with your capability statement, but also if I wanted to do business with L brands, which I am, and thank you very much, but but I'm saying if they were my target list, I would know exactly what I could offer them. And I would bring them an example or a case study that would be similar to show them why I would be a good candidate as a supplier.
Good point. And Holly, you're the one that people are going to all want to talk to. So what's your advice?
Well, I mean, I think Shellee and Tara have hit it on the head. Come prepared. I think for me personally, having a one pager that just is very succinct in what you do, what you can offer, and how to get a hold of you, with links to your LinkedIn and another way to get in touch with you. For me personally, that's easier to send out to my internal partners and say, hey, I met with this person. They might be a good fit the next time you have an opportunity. And so having something very, like, I don't need a lot. I don't need you to send me a lot of emails. I need like a one pager that I can have on file that I can then share with my partners. And I think coming with that, and then also, this is just like, I'll just throw this out there, and I know we're 2 weeks away, so people might not have this, but if you have like a monthly newsletter or something that you're producing on the regular to talk about trends in your industry or things that are happening that people can sign up for, I think that is huge, because again, that goes back to, you're not pestering me trying to get my business, but you're saying, hey, did you know that this is what's happening in this industry right now? And here's some things to be aware of. It's not necessarily a quick business grab for you, but it makes me realize, oh yeah, I just got that email, that, monthly newsletter from somebody. I should reach out to them now that I have this. It's just another touch point. So it's something to think about, even if you're not doing it now, to think about doing some sort of like monthly newsletter that somebody can sign up for, because that's a great way to get your information and just talk about what you know as the subject matter expert in your field. That is an easy way to get in touch with you. So but yeah, one pagers, keep it short and sweet.
Exactly. Well, all of you have some great advice, and can't wait for the Catch the Wave conference coming up in September. Tara and Shellee and Holly, thank you all for being with us. Great advice, great subject matter here that we can really look forward to and all network here and catch the wave. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Nice to see you all. Take care.
Good to see you.